I think, Prashani, if you look at both the presentations, the second group, which is the Enterprise Alliance, seems to have gone into much more detail about the strategy part of it.
Also, I think their research has been a little more focused and to the point. I like the fact that they did not only research the Union Place customers, but they went to Crescent, even though Keels doesn't have homeware there, to talk to a set of customers.
I agree. I think they're sort of micro-marketing.
Yes,
very
yes.
good, actually. But on
I
the
think they
bigger
had a lot of
picture-
detail too. But taking both on the whole,
Yes.
yes, I would go with the Enterprise team
As the winning team.
as a winning team.
So it's basically a unanimous decision that Enterprise Alliance is the winning team.
Agreed.
Okay, thank you. Welcome back to the boardroom. And I think, Roshani, you should give the verdict.
Okay. I think both teams have done a lot of work. Thank you very much for that, and we're quite impressed with some of the work that you've come up with. You've taken a lot of trouble to do research, walk around the market, understand what it is. If I can go into some of the details of both teams, we discussed with the Synergy team what the issues were. Some of the good things that you came up with were the fact that you gave thought to the layout and internal merchandising, and that is a big point in retail. 50-60% of our sales or promotion is in store, and 80% of our sales depend on internal merchandising, so that's a good thing. The Enterprise Alliance team, I think, had a lot of emphasis on research. I think you learned everything through the research that you did, and therefore your strategy was sound and you had some specific actions. Going by both, our verdict on the winner is Enterprise Alliance wins today.
Thank you. Thank you.
10, I think you led the team this time.
Yes.
And but I feel as a leader, you are not looking at the numbers, critically. You are missing the ball, in the last occasion. I'm getting a little worried about that. And how did you, when you look at the strategy, one of the critical things that you missed is you didn't link. You said, yeah, I'm going to get 30% sales. I mean, you don't just get sales. And there was not a cohesive strategy. So, who developed the strategy? You were the leader, or between all of you all, or what are the critical part that you played?
The brainstorming at the beginning was done between all of us.
Yes.
And then working on some advice we heard is that a leader should coordinate, but sometimes try and step back so that they don't overload themselves with so much information. So we took the decision to delegate so that others would take charge of that part of the project. So Amesh was part of strategy, Rochelle was for merchandising, and Selena was for communications. So and then for me for research, and then me overall coordinating and time managing.
Selena, I'm going to pose the tough question to you. Whom would you think is the weakest link?
Gosh, well, in terms of the strategy not working together, probably a leadership decision to make sure that worked, so I'd have to say Dan.
Okay. Dan, you want to defend that situation?
No, I think she's got a fair point. We all tried our hardest, and it's all a learning process for us. If my strategy, my leadership and strategy didn't work, it's not necessary that I wouldn't consider myself a bad leader, but maybe just in this instance, we didn't pull through and time manage well enough. I think one criticism I have of ourselves this time is our time management may not have come up. So the accounting, for example, we didn't have a lot of the prices till the very end. So obviously the big mistake that came out was because we were doing it in the last 10 minutes of preparation. You know, it was very hurried. So that was the issue we had.
Imesh, do you agree with that? I mean, time management. You know, who was taking care of the time?
Well, I think it was a team decision.
Yes.
Like the whole team was like, I can remember Rochelle was asking for time,
Yes.
and like everyone was keeping an eye on time.
Yes.
But like as a team, we went wrong.
Rochelle, whom do you think, you know, for you to win, who would give you the biggest advantage?
Bit of a hard one. Well, I can only base it on due to how we've gone for the last few tasks and that we have lost.
Yes.
And there has been a big issue also with our accounts, which Dan has been handling.
Yes.
I would unfortunately have to say Dan, because that has let us down on the numerous occasions, and on all those occasions Dan has been the one in charge of accounts, and I do think that has let us down on every occasion.
Okay. I think decision is very, very clear. You know, I mean, if you look at, you know, the situation, competition is getting tougher, and we feel there's a leadership issue and a numbers issue. So you know, we may need to make a call between two people, and I would like Selena and Dan, you know, to come forward of the two people that I would like to kind of make a call that one would have to get eliminated. I think the competition is going to into the next level, which is going to be very tough. And you know, Dan's kind of missed the strategy and missed the numbers, but you know, I'd like to make a final call. Why should the team keep you for the next round?
Okay. I'm a thinker. When we have our brainstorm, I have to admit I can contribute a lot of ideas. I think outside the box, and I'm trying to use as much Sri Lanka knowledge as possible. I don't want to just bring British commerce to Sri Lanka. I really try to think in the environment that I'm in. I bring a lot of ideas, and I often question other people's ideas. I do that because you need to question it to really know why you're going for that strategy or whatever it is that we've gone for. I think I contribute a huge amount. I really want to be here. I'm learning a huge amount, and I think I could be a great entrepreneur.
Okay, no, when you get into this kind of tough team exercises, one of the key fundamentals is, you know, focused approach, time management, you know, the leadership skills, because, you know, you are doing under pressure. And I think that's one of the reasons that, you know, this team failed. You know, the last time you got the strategy wrong, but you know, there was the lady, you know, who couldn't convince you all, you know, and you know, and that was a failure of part of the team or part of her. And today you fail because, you know, you didn't look at the numbers properly. You know, you didn't take a very cohesive, focused execution approach. And I feel, you know, Dan, you are responsible for that. You know, talking to the team, you know, you let the team down because of that reason. I mean, would I be correct if I say that?
No, I feel you are correct. It's the leader's responsibility, and I feel maybe this time I've let them down.
So, I mean, we have taken a decision. You know, we have analyzed this, and Dan, you will be the one who's going to get eliminated from this round. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think, you know, if you look at the last two sessions, you have not been very focused, and one of the other reasons is I think the team is little weak on the numbers part of it. See, you all are going to be future business leaders, and if you don't get the revenue, the profit, and the cost right, you know, you'd be out of business in no time. So you have to think like a businessman or a businesswoman, and you need to look at managing time, make decisive you know, calls, and challenge each one another on your strategy part of it, and the detail. And you lost this time because, you know, the competition had a lot of detail, focused strategy. They had the numbers right, and they were too creative too. So although you were creative, you know, you lost. So I would want to take this learning experience for the next session because it's going to be much tougher. And the other team got 4 people and you got 3 people. So that means you had a disadvantage. But maybe you need to convert it into an advantage.
Dan, how you doing, man?
Yeah, no, I'm alright. The judging was kind of fair, you know. It was my turn to be leader, and I probably just didn't have a clear enough strategy in my head. So that's how.
If you could do it again,
If I could do it again, I'd make everybody's roles more clear. We really tried to stop everybody counter-managing, but again, it came through. It's those, you know, the British egos coming through again. So I think eliminating one British ego might help the team to work better. But I've had a great experience anyway, so regardless of